Hello everyone. Today Yulia and I are exploring Glen Burney Falls Trail in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. This is a really good hiking trail that is just a couple of blocks from the downtown area there in Blowing Rock, right next to the lake. This video is a little bit different the way that we've shot it because we showed you there where the entrance was, but then we didn't really start filming till we got down to the falls. It's a pretty good hike down to the falls area, and what we decided to do was just go to the bottom and start filming our trip back up. Now, there are two waterfalls down here. There's Glen Burney Falls, which you're looking at right now, and then Glen Marie Falls. Now, Glen Burney Falls isn't a huge waterfall, but it is a nice waterfall that, as it's kind of tucked away down in this valley, it's really close to the downtown area, but tucked away into this valley, so you really do feel like you are a long way out into nature. Hello, Yulia. This really is a nice place to sit down, rest, and just enjoy being there, the experience of being in this beautiful place. Now, just down from Glen Burney Falls, you'll see the huge rocks here, and this is the upper section going over Glen Marie Falls, as is what I like to do. I enjoy getting over to the river and just hiking up the river a little bit, enjoying the experience off of the trail, off of the beaten path, and seeing things from a different perspective. In this area, it was nice because you can tell that as the snow runs off, this is probably, a significant whitewater river. But here a little bit later into summer, there wasn't that much water, so there's a nice place where you can walk up the river without damaging any habitat. Can you imagine that snow runoff in the springtime when this is all water coming across there? It'd be quite something to look at. Okay, time to go back down the river and loop around to Glen Marie Falls, just over that ledge you see there in front of us. We'll have to get Yulia up to join us. Oh, and there's Yulia sitting down again, enjoying the day. We'll have to get her up so that she can join us. Yep. Glen Marie Falls, straight down there. That's where we're going. Now, as you can see, this trail is a little bit rough. There's rocks and roots, and it can be steep in places. So getting down to the bottom, getting all the way down to Glen Marie Falls, you'll do a little bit of work getting there. And the problem is there is only one way back up out of this hole. By the time you get back to the top, if you're not in good shape, you're going to be breathing. Now, Glen Marie Falls is different than Glen Burney. Instead of spreading out over the rock, it's more focused. It comes down and then turns for a second shorter waterfall there. But it is beautiful and special in its own way. The upper portion of Glen Marie can be a little bit difficult. When we were up above looking down, you could see how far down it was, and it kind of goes through stages here, and the upper stage is a little bit difficult to see from the bottom, but the part you can see is nice. When we got all the way down to Glen Marie Falls, we did stop and spend quite a bit of time enjoying the spot, just enjoying the location. looking at the waterfall, watching the river, resting, talking, having fun. That's what you're supposed to do when you're out here. But eventually it's time to head up the trail, and as you hike up the trail, there are opportunities to get out over the river to the river and enjoy. You can look up to the sky, and it gives you a good sense of being in the valley here. The trail is well traveled, it's easy to see, so there's not much risk of getting lost or anything. There's actually a lot of people that come down here, being that you don't have to go very far to get to the trail. It's just right downtown in Blowing Rock. But so there's a lot of people, but even with that many people, it is kind of a rough trail. Of course, in addition to the waterfalls, the river itself is nice, and you have these little mini waterfalls along the way, and the moss and the trees. And of course, North Carolina is a beautiful state in its own special way. We like this cool bridge that they made across the river. I don't know what it is about a bridge, old wooden bridges crossing the river like this, but I kind of like them. Now, as you climb back up to the top of the trail, you'll see a lot of the houses. You're actually walking in between some houses here. The trail, it's a nice trail up here near the houses, near the residential area, but now you get a sense that you are back in town. There are actually two parking areas, and it's a good thing because this place can get kind of crowded. So the main city parking is right across the street from the Glen Burney Falls trail parking, and there at the parking at the trail, there's not a lot of room. There's a handful of spaces there, which covers the demand most of the time, but right across the street is a nice big parking area. And so if the main parking area is full, just go across the street. Now, the waterfall and the river and everything are fed by this lake. So as you go back past the parking area, across the street, there's this really beautiful park. This is downtown Blowing Rock, and they've got this nice, paved trail, grass. It's well maintained. The fountain out over the lake. They got a little gazebo area out on the peninsula there. This is a really just gorgeous place where if you are wanting more of the, manicured picnic environment, here you go. This is just one more reason why Blowing Rock is just a spectacular place to come and visit. In fact, if you haven't seen our Blowing Rock video, we'll put a link there at the end. Well, I think that about does it for this one. We thank you so much for joining us on this hike and experiencing Glen Burney and Glen Marie Falls. Until the next video, we sure hope you have a great day.